Hello everybody and welcome back to Cities Skylines, where we're a little bit low on cash. There's no doubt about that, but we did manage to get... Oh, that's so misshapen and I hate it! Unfortunately, I'm really not sure what else I can do here just because of the length of this and the size of this circle. I think it's just gotta be the way it is. Unfortunate, but I mean, we could work over here on upgrading some of these areas. That is definitely something that we could do. The other thing to note, of course, is that we've got a pretty major backup right here. And I actually want to take a quick look at this here. So traffic is coming in over here. Most of that traffic, I believe, is coming up from this direction. And then the traffic that's coming up here and turning on here is coming from this little connection right here. So I think I know how I'm going to solve that, but we just don't have the cash for it right now. So we're going to bump up to speed 3, and in the meantime, you know what, I hate this being here. We're actually going to recolor that over to residential for now. And then that can be, actually, I'm going to make this be office over here. Yeah, this whole area is going to be office. Excellent. Just make this be a little bit more consistent in this joining over here. There we go. That'll do the trick. Now we do have some abandoned structures over here. That's all well and good. I'll just make this down here all be office. And we definitely do need a new commercial section. So first off, let's go ahead and de-zone all of this in here. Like so. Excellent, and then I'm just going to rezone it to be dense. And we really do need a section here that is going to end up being commercial. And I'll just have that be right here. That'll be fine. Again, a lot of this will have to be torn out as we upgrade all of this to the new standards, but that is completely okay. So I'm just going to zone this whole section up over here, like so. The question is, what to do with this? And I think the answer is rezone all of this, like so. There. Have it just be something along the lines of that. And of course, we will work on this over here being upgraded. So that'll be great. Yeah, I'm aware that noise can be reduced. Excellent. Okay, I'm just checking in over here. Yeah, it looks like that's just our traffic lights doing what they're supposed to. So that's completely fine. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I know exactly how I'm going to fix this, and the answer to that is we need to get mass transit going over in this hub, right? That's mostly what needs to happen, but we also need a mass transit system that connects the two mass transit systems. That's going to be the complicated part here. And let's see here. These elevated metro stations, I'm just wondering... Okay, I'm going to take this out of here, but I want to check to see... Yeah, this is just the two lines here. Okay, yes, I do want to destroy that. Fantastic. No, the metro system is not getting elevated. You can stop that, Twitter. Fantastic. Okay, so we do have need of some levels of upgrades over here. So we'll go ahead and get our dense residential upgraded over in this area for now. Wonderful. The real question that I'm struggling with right now is how will we link these mass transit systems, right? Well, there's going to be an overlap of this outer one. There's no doubt about that. And that was always going to be the case. And yeah, once again, that's only the two lines there. So, in theory, right, the metro station would go in... I would really like it to go in this corner rotated. But I guess this'll have to do. So the idea would preferably be that it just links in, you know, over this way, approximately. Actually, I'd probably want to move this and have it be, say, here instead. And then we'd want this to link in something kind of like this, in theory. Now, that's not, strictly speaking, possible. It could link in like this. It's a possibility. As far as actual lines here go, could we get another line through that? The answer is a definite maybe. Okay. Yeah, let's look into that, shall we? I'm going to build this over here, this right down here, and we're going to run out of cash for this eventually, right? But that's okay. We'll build this guy right here, and then this guy right up in this corner, approximately, and then this guy would be preferred to be here, I think. Like that. And then this would come out like that. I'm just going to make these straight. Okay, we don't have the cash. That's expected, of course. And we'll just let that tick forward while we look at our office situation here. We do need more offices. I'm actually going to remove these sections over here of dense commercial and designate all of this over here as office. Because we need some of that. Fantastic. And of course, we're going to have to take some of this out as we upgrade this over here. The question is, do we actually need to upgrade the traffic systems over here, though? Reason being, our mass transit may be able to handle it. Okay, I'm guessing that we do not have stoplights over here. Or rather, traffic lights? No, we do. We definitely do. And this is just yield up here, correct? Yeah, that is indeed what it should be. I'm not sure why these guys are stopping. Let's take a look at that. Because they're trying to turn and there's not enough space. Yeah.
Meteorologists have issued a severe
tornado? Okay, we'll look at that in a second. So I'm actually going to remove these like we did before. That does, of course, mean that we're going to have to relocate these structures. So I'm going to move the police station to here. I'm going to move the firehouse to here. The high school will get moved to here. The medical clinic will get moved to here. And the elementary school will get moved to here. Okay. So that will clean that up nicely. And the question now becomes, where's that tornado? Down here again?
A tornado
yeah, I don't think this is an issue.
Seek shelter immediately if any is available.
Which way is it going? Okay, kind of northbound. It did wipe this out over here. What is this even? Railroad? I think that's railroad. It is a bit northbound. Okay. This may impact us. It's veering off. No, we're good. Fantastic. So we could simply repair all of this over here. We would, of course, I think, need to come into here and use the train tracks. We need a train station to construct train tracks. You know what? It's fine. We'll just leave it for now. Excellent. So let's go into our metro system then. And we're just going to connect this all in over here. Excellent. And honestly, I kind of think that the straight tracks look a little bit better. Almost. Almost. Okay. So, we're going to start a line here. And that line is going to just make its way around this way. But the core concept here, and I have no idea if this is going to work, but the core concept here is that we actually have a stop here. And then we complete the line there. I'm noticing that this is going to backtrack. That's not what I wanted it to do, for sure. That's not at all what I wanted it to do. Okay, let's go into the line. Oh, hello. We are now a big city. Fantastic. That gives us access to crematoriums, which is actually really, really nice. We're going to immediately put one down. We're probably going to need more than this. And we are going to begin emptying this cemetery. In fact, we're definitely going to need more crematoriums. I'm going to put down another one here. I'm going to put another one down over here. And another one down over in this area. Okay. There we go. And we'll tackle any additional issues later on. So, for now, what was I doing? Yes, I was working on our lines over here. So, this was this Metro line, Metro Line 5. I'm going to delete that line. Okay. So what if we create a new line starting here? Making it the oldest form of recycling. Interesting. Dino oil. So we don't seem to have a connection over this way that is possible. Maybe if we take this out and instead build it in... Oh, we don't have the cache. Sure. And build it in maybe something along the lines of this? Here, let's bump this up to speed 3 so that we get our cache. I'm thinking that this corner might be too sharp. So we'll build it in something like that instead. Okay, and then we would create a line here. Yes, that was indeed the problem, was that that corner was too sharp. Okay. So then we'll bring it up like this. Now this may cause some amount of congestion right in here. And I am definitely aware of that. However, that is kind of the way that this concept is working, right? So we'll do something like this and connect it in like that. Can you hear it? Okay. Listen closely. And now the question is, does having access to a metro, which, granted with a connection over here, can bring you all the way over to this side of this hub from this side of this hub, does that reduce this traffic? That's the question that we have right now. And I believe that it ultimately will. But it might be a little bit before that comes into effect, right? So while we're waiting on that, let's go ahead and start working on upgrading some of the residential over here. And I'm going to start right down through here. Now, if we end up upgrading the roads over here, then this will definitely 1,000,000% get ripped out. However, I don't currently have plans to upgrade that. Not currently, anyway. We'll see if it ends up happening. It may. It may. But for now, we'll see. Just going to go through and upgrade some of these sections over here. And I do want to check to see just how busy this metro station ends up being. Now, it is currently exceptionally busy. And honestly, the trains aren't arriving super regularly, right? This looks like this is probably okay, is my guess. I do want to change these line colors for sure. So it should be Metro Lines 5 and 6. I'm going to make these be like red and dark red. So something kind of like that. Okay. Excellent. Now, how many actual trains do we have per week? Let's go into our budget here. And I want to take a look at our current metro budget. Yeah, that is maxed out. Okay. Good to know. Good to know. And there aren't any other metro-related structures here for, like, having additional trains. So, there is that. It does seem like this could use additional trains, doesn't it? Although, I don't know. Everybody pretty much hopped onto that single train. No, I think overall that's working pretty well. How's our traffic looking up here? Yeah, I mean, it's not really cleaned up all that much. In fact, I'd argue it's maybe getting a little bit worse. It's interesting that this side cleaned up, but I think that the reason for that... Well, there's this here, for one thing. But I think that the reason for that is because this has multiple traffic sources over here. Citizens are sick over on this side, and we should probably do something about that. I'm just going to go ahead and plop in a medical clinic right there. Fantastic. What do we got going on over here? Yeah, you're still emptying. I did want to look at our death care situation here. We've actually got plenty of crematorium capacity. So, to that end, I am going to go ahead and start emptying this cemetery as well. Fantastic. And I am seeing some sickness issues out over this direction. We do have this here, but of course this is one way. So we should maybe consider putting in another clinic up over here. Okay. That should, in theory, do the trick. This should have good coverage. Let's take a look at our road maintenance situation. That's actually surprisingly good. I think we'll allow that for now. And actually, this has cleaned up somewhat now that it's nighttime. Somewhat. Indeed. Yeah, I'm just thinking about how to tackle this situation, but overall I'm reasonably happy with the metro situation over here. Now, some of these metros, like this one, this is going somewhere where no one wants to go, right? Unless you work at the fire helicopter depot, I suppose. But there's not really a reason to come out here right now. So that's definitely something to note. Yeah, I know that citizens are sick up here, but I literally just put a clinic in, so you should be completely fine. That clinic is right here, and there's not even all the ambulances in use. I'm guessing some of the ambulances may be stuck in traffic. It's really only this one location, though. Otherwise, everything is looking pretty good, traffic-wise. So that's great. And that does mean we can use a similar system to loop in a potential other hub down here, although this area is apparently pretty prone to tornadoes, so we may or may not want to do that, in all honesty. We'll have to think about it. Now, up here is actually a good place to continue working on putting in additional dense residential, and I'm actually going to work on that for a while. And of course, as we're converting over, you'll notice that our population is not really going up very much, and that's because I am slightly displacing a lot of people as we do this. But this will be far more efficient a little bit later on.
Warning. Experts predict an earthquake could hit the area.
Another disaster? Disaster frequency is like really high. Is there an option for that? Because those disasters are coming in very, very quickly. Let's see here. Random disaster frequency was right in the middle. Okay. I'm actually going to turn that down a little bit. Maybe I've been unlucky. Wait, which way is which? Is this faster or slower? I have no idea. I may have just been very unlucky, but I guess we'll see where this earthquake is going to hit. Good thing we've got a little cash saved up. Well, Earthquake, where are you going to be? I mean, we don't actually have the disaster buildings, and we maybe should think about getting some of those. So this would be like an earthquake sensor, and we could put that down, like, literally anywhere. We could put that down over here in the woods, where no one will notice it. Perfect. Does that need power? I don't think it does. Maybe it does. Well, there's going to be a random power line going off into the woods. I'm sure it won't cause any issues. Okay. Interesting. This is going to be very interesting indeed. We may have to replace part of this highway.
Hurry. Don't panic and wait for help if you are in the affected area.
But I'm mostly going to allow this to remain as is. We may get some flooding issues. A pumping station may end up being necessary. Definitely having some water going on here. Okay, the earthquake is now over. And that just hit the river over here. Which ultimately, I think is completely fine. I don't think that's a problem. There have been some fires that started off over this way, and there's also a crime issue. Oh, we did have some structures get knocked down. Any of these of import? Not necessarily. I did, however, manage to just save the game. Is that F1? I didn't realize that F1 was the quick save key. That is exciting. I probably should have looked at that, though, in all honesty. Okay, our firehouse is over here. I mean, we should have reasonable coverage out over this direction. That was the crematorium that we just built. Well, we'll just let our services deal with this. And yeah, those can all be completely demolished. Fantastic. This has been searched as well. Wonderful. Okay, we're getting more and more buildings searched. Great. And this one over here is ready for rebuilding. There we go. And we'll demolish this one as well. This guy is ready for rebuilding. Oh, it's because the firehouse over here collapsed. Yeah, that would cause a bit of an issue, to be sure. I'm also noticing a police issue out over here. What's our police situation? This will get taken care of. Literally, we just went by it. Looks good. Okay, we do still have a fire out over in this direction, and can go ahead and demolish that. Excellent. As far as when the fire truck is going to get here, you can see here it's coming down this direction. This is an awkward road for it to be on, to be sure, because there is no connection here.
Lights, camera, movie. There's nothing like watching a movie.
I just had a kind of interesting idea on how to alter all of this. Like how to change this particular situation. I'm not sure if it's a feasible idea. And I'm not sure why. Oh, it's a police car. Never mind. And yeah, we can see here our fire truck is finally on its way up, and it'll get there in time. All looks good. But yeah, I had an idea on how to potentially fix this. I'm not sure yet if it's a viable idea. But there's a vague idea. So that's something. I don't know what, but it's something. Yeah, you can see here, the metro system has not fully solved this issue. I think in part it's because we haven't fully expanded it, though. So let's go ahead and build our second section of the metro, and that's, of course, around the outside of the second circle. And that one went in only here here, only the 4 stops. Here, and here. Like that. And then that will, of course, be connected in like so. Wonderful. And then we'll just put in our lines like this. And like this. Wonderful. So that's not going to fix this issue, I don't believe. However, this here does indicate to me that there might be a way to do what I wanted to do originally. It's certainly going to be interesting. Essentially, the idea would be that we have a connection that comes out something along the lines of this. And then we have another line that pretty much all it does is connect from... Let's see, I want to be in this tool. That connects from here and comes over to here. And then it comes back. Like that. And then we'd have one of those along, like, each of these highways. I would want it to be kind of curved like this. So there is that. I'm not 100% sold on it. We'll see how well this ends up working. But for right now, I am definitely interested in doing that. It is, however, time to put a cut in here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we are going to continue working on that mass transit. And it looks like this might actually be cleaning up now. We'll see if that is actually the case. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings. And I'll see you all next time where I noticed that the traffic jam just moved. That's fine. Yeah, good point, actually. We probably do need a prison. We'll tackle that next episode.